the Wrestling Escape Pod, and welcome to this very panicked wrestling days. I'm stressed. I am absolutely stressed.
I'm sorry, Days. I woke up at 5 a.m. this morning to watch the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So as you can imagine, I was a little tired. And I want to apologize to everyone for falling asleep and forgetting that I was podcasting tonight because I wanted to get in some quick Z's before seeing Claire find her true love, Dale, on The Bachelorette.
This flipping Bachelorette.
Yeah. So
are you still enjoying it? Are you? Was last week's episode good?
It's better than Raw, man. It's so good. At least the storylines work, and my favorite people aren't getting buried. It's awesome.
Wow,
so good.
So what you're saying is it's better than wrestling?
Yeah. I've watched more Bachelorette than wrestling in this past week.
Yeah. I mean, look, I have got dramas. There's no two ways about it. For some reason, all the settings are absolutely fine, but my headphones don't work.
So you can't hear.
Yeah, well, I can hear.
I'm like John Cena, except with ears. You can't.
That's right.
Hear me.
Yeah, I can't hear you. I've got. yeah, it's absolute craziness. No, what I'm having to do is I'm very conscious that for some reason the headphones have just gone. Like, I don't know why. So I've got the sound down very low, and I'm like pushing my laptop away so that this doesn't pick up what I'm hearing. It's super technical, guys. It's what? Sorry.
Headphones. Is this a tribute? Rest in peace. In memoriam.
It might be. I don't know. I don't know. It's funny because I was like, yeah, just hit me up like 5 minutes before. All the settings are good. Everything's fine. Yeah, no, I've checked everything. Everything's cool. Yeah, just hit me up. Nothing's going wrong. Now we've got this, mate. It's got it last week. Oh, so much fun. Great feedback last week. Honestly, I got this real warm feeling from last week. We are up. We are running. Everything's clicking. And the headphones went, nope, don't think so. Went They're full done. On Jack the Ripper. So,
yeah.
Right. Shout outs. I don't think Jason Peace says, let's get Days some new headphones. Do you know what I think it is? I think it is literally just the cable. Past few weeks I've been sitting here. I honestly think I've been undone by like a $2 cable. Because past few weeks I've sat here and I've been like having to twiddle it around. The cable as well. And like trying to get it to work and whatever. And now I think it's just gone. So welcome to my life. Welcome to the carnage that is the Wrestling Escape Pod. After I was all tranquil and I was ready for some, just to kick back, relax, a little bit of fun, talk about the Bachelorette. No,
so let's kick it off.
Let's kick it off.
What were your favorite matches? What are your conclusions about the winner? And how do you see the future of New Japan from this?
Yes, that's not what we're discussing. What we're discussing is William Hensey wants to know, what shoes are you wearing right now? That's where we're going.
I'm at my house. And I am a firm believer of not wearing shoes around the house.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough. That's what I'm doing as well. I mean, I've got sockage.
Whoa! That's that's one layer away from WikiFeet days.
I'm hoping to get onto WikiFeet. Will that get me on it? Will I have my own profile now?
You might. I don't know, man.
I probably will if I stay sitting like this. I'm a savage. On a booty nasty. Ow. Yeah. That calendar, it's coming, guys. It's coming.
Oh, yeah.
Can you just see that I'm trying to give back here? I feel guilty that we started a few minutes late. The headphones have let me down, so I'm turning up the sexiness. Yeah?
Yeah.
Honestly, if this t-shirt stays on by the end, I will be surprised. I will be. To all the wrestling fans that have tuned in for this Raw and Smackdown review, shout out to you. You are in the right place. We do go a bit of a long way round, so
yes.
Woo! Okie doke. Right. So hang on. Yeah, you was talking about New Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah. So did you see the finale of the G1?
Nope. Heather probably did though.
Yeah. Heather
no
did.
Spoilers, but Kota Ibushi won.
I was literally just about to watch it.
Oh.
Like, literally after this.
Oh. Well,
I wasn't.
He won.
I wasn't.
He won.
I'm a savage. Booty, nasty. Booty, ratchet. Yeah, Sakota Ibushi won.
Yeah.
Cool, right?
That's
hey, look,
all I know.
he's gonna go to Wrestle Kingdom. He's gonna face Naito, and he's gonna become the new granddaddy. He's gonna win it all, baby.
You sure?
Yes.
Confirmed?
Yeah, let's get down to some serious wrestling talk, yeah?
Okay.
Yeah, some serious wrestling
All right.
talk.
Also, I'll throw some pots in there, pots and pans. Retribution is gonna show up at Wrestle Kingdom.
Wow.
Yeah.
T-Bar in the Tokyo Dome.
Yo, did you know that T-Bar puts contacts into his eyes?
Oh yeah, hasn't he got like weird eyes? Isn't his eye color like white or something?
Why do they have them all cover their faces up?
Why are you putting a hat over your nose? That's what I want to know.
Makeup and then eye stuff. It's like...
Hang on, would that backwards cap be your wrestling mask?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, look at that. Hey, look at that. All the kids at home can do that
Retribution.
now. It's a make your own mask. There you go.
Let's make your own Retribution.
Make your own Retribution. I've got one here, look. This proper WWE as well.
Yeah.
We could be like a tag team. Oh, that was too tight. That was way too tight. That was too tight. Hang on. Turns out I've got a big nose. We could. Oh my God! Why is this so difficult? Why is that so hard? Okay, I don't know that that's.
I guarantee this is how they designed Retribution.
Flippin' hell! Is this like a child tat?
And for those Apple Podcast listeners,
the Apple
backwards.
Podcast boys, this ain't gonna make any sense to you. Well, there we go. I said it was gonna get sexy, didn't I? I'm a man of my word. Hey, this reminds me a little bit of. Did you see SmackDown? El Gran Gordo.
I thought that was on Raw.
Yeah, it was. But did you see SmackDown as well?
No, I didn't see SmackDown.
Okay, well, did you see Raw?
I actually watched clips. First time in a while.
Okay. And did you see La Gran Gordo?
Yes.
This is actually quite comfortable, by the way. This has now turned into a nose hammock. I don't know if you knew this, but it's actually quite... I should imagine this is what a bra feels like, but a bra for the nose.
Yes.
A nose bra.
Yeah.
That could be the tag team name. The Nose Bras. Here's the Nose Bras. Yeah.
That's possible.
Anything's possible on this podcast. Anything is possible.
Yeah.
And we need to get back to... Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, did you see El Gran Gordo?
I saw his entrance. I didn't know he was a Raw champion. So a little confused there.
Yeah. He was fun, man.
Just covered the draft.
Yeah. I'm going to take this nose.
And they're kind of making us look like bad journalists.
Yeah, I thought that was quite fun. I gotta say, Lana going through the table again this week, I thought was hilarious. That was a big moment on our watch along. Big moment.
I bet.
Yeah, that was good. You are a man of music, aren't you? A lot of people say this. I should imagine a lot of the Boston natives say that. Have you ever played in the Boston area?
I live in the Boston area, so anytime I play an instrument, it's in the Boston area.
That's a good point, but I meant in public.
Yeah.
Yes. So you have performed. Name one venue that you've played at.
Oh, I don't want to dox where I live.
Oh, yeah, but everyone knows you're in Boston.
What?
Everyone knows you're in Boston.
Yeah. Fenway Park.
Boom! I've heard of that place. Isn't that that's a big deal in it?
Yeah. I haven't played there.
Nah. No, I kind of presume that. But isn't that like the baseball ground? Is that the baseball ground?
Well, actually, I've seen bands there and I'm staying along with them. So technically,
you still haven't played there. Anyway, as a man of music, did you see Elias?
I did not. That is one of the clips I missed.
Everyone in the chat, I can see you, but you are very far away from me, right? I mean that's true, obviously, because I'm here in the UK, but I mean like the actual chat as well. It's like normally I could touch it with my hand, but not right now. I've actually pushed this away because of the headphone drama. If you are just joining us, you've missed nothing. It's been a car crash, but we do have some technical difficulties. But let me know, what did you think about Elias's performance? Was you a fan? Did you like it? Do you think the song's awful? Will you be buying the album on Monday? Tommy, will you be buying the album on Monday? Universal Truth. Legit, straight up, Universal Truth. He actually played, Thomas, he actually played several original compositions on Raw. And do you know what? They were okay.
Let me just say this. CDs release on Fridays, not Mondays.
God, that was nearly a really good mic drop. I was waiting for the mic drop, but you actually just started going like, hang on, give me a sec. You couldn't quite get it back in. Didn't have the same impact, you know? No. I was expecting like, actually released on Fridays. I was expecting that. What I got was, hang on, give me a sec.
Yeah, Monday, that'll be interesting.
It could, yeah, it's still coming out. Future Compilation says it was a good song. Joshua says no. Creed says hello days. Sean says I like the Elias concert. Alex says I loved it. Hamad says WWE 2K22 is coming out next year. Heather says Elias and his Stratocaster. I think last night was the first time he had an electric instead of an acoustic.
Whoa, legit.
We've got to tell you what, if you need to know one thing about Heather, she is a die-hard Elias fan. She is the only person in the world that's noticed that. The only person in the world that's noticed that. She's got like Elias tattoos all down her arms like this. And she's just got one little space around here where the Universal Truth album cover's gonna go. But she is a massive fan like this. Honestly, every time you do that, I think you're about to sing.
I just... I'm just trying to find pictures right now of this.
Yeah, well, pictures aren't going to help you with the sound, though, are they?
I don't need to hear it. I just want to look.
No, you do need to hear it. How can you experience the Universal Truth through a picture?
I'm waiting for the album to come out on Monday days before I listen to anything. I don't want to be spoiled.
It's kind of like saying, have you heard Mozart? No, I haven't, no. But I did see a picture. I saw a picture of him.
I saw a picture of his piano.
There we go.
It's a piano guy.
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's the same thing.
Okay,
Triple T with...
Oh, he had a band?
Yeah, it's a full-on performance. Hang on, I need to read this out because it's really true. Imtiaz, shout out to you, says, Triple T with the cap on makes him look like a courier guy. It does make you look like you are working for FedEx. Right now, you've got like a very strong DHL FedEx vibe going on.
Nice.
Maybe a mechanic? I could see you as a mechanic. That's kind of... Yeah?
And the mechanics.
Yeah.
So I watched 2 seconds of it, and I must say, should have released on a Friday.
Is that it? So you're saying that if it doesn't chart well, that's where he's gone wrong?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Maybe he needs a manager?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Heather.
Yeah.
Hello.
Heather.
This is Elias. I'm calling you Heather. I need you to promote my album because I have my new Strat.
Nice. Have you been working on our tune as well, by the way?
Absolutely not. Sorry. I've been thinking about it. It's churning. It's churning.
It's churning.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Rome wasn't built in a day.
When it is done, can we? Can you get it over to me? I'll try and cobble together some sort of music video, and we'll make sure that drops on a Friday.
Of course, thank you.
Just so that it can definitely chart.
Yeah.
For those watching, they'll be like, "What jingle?" It's because every week I ask the question, "Where can people hear the podcast?" And the answer always comes back.
Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and some others.
And yeah, it's just an absolute mess. I think if anything summed up this podcast, it's that answer right there. It's on Apple Podcasts.
Okay. Castbox. No, that's...
No. Is it not even on Castbox?
Well, is that an app or is that the
Jesus.
website?
This is why we need the jingle!
Yeah, I don't...
Oh, wow. Look,
Sorry, guys.
If you found us, congratulations. Let's just leave it at that.
And if you're still listening to us at this point,
still listening.
all right, let's get to the part everyone wants us to talk about. Let's talk about the Fiend. Let's talk about Alexa Bliss.
Yes.
So I got really concerned with Alexa Bliss because I've been wondering, what is she? Is it demon possession? Is it ghost possession? Is it brainwash? Is it mind control? What's the haps? I saw WWE uploaded a video a while back saying Alexa Bliss possessed by the Fiend. But what we saw on Monday was not her being possessed. It seemed more like she was mind controlled or totally mind gone. But then on the Firefly Funhouse, when someone showed up, it looked like something straight out of Letters to Cleo, some 90s edgy rock band. I don't know about that aesthetic, Days, because the Fiend, Bray Wyatt, he puts on his fun, happy-go-lucky stuff, and she shows up with the Freddy Krueger ripped shirt. What the heck, dude?
Yeah, that is that's an interesting point. You're right. He's like puts on like a jumper and goes all happy and everything, and she puts on something that is still sort of horror related. I suppose really it's not so much what she wears, it's more how she portrays herself. She still came across quite like bubbly, and she was waving and everything. So hopefully her mannerisms are going to show that kind of split that Bray does. You know, like in the finale, she's going to be super.
John Wayne Gacy didn't wave to children when he was dressed up as a clown before he murdered them. Sorry,
I mean, I wasn't there. Was you there? I wasn't there. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure how you want me to answer that. I
don't know either. Sorry. I literally woke up at 5 a.m. to watch Texas Chainsaw Massacre, so I'm really out of it right now.
Well,
in my mind, that was a really good point.
Yeah, no, I still think it's very valid. I'll tell you something that a lot of people have been saying is that she was dressed like the doll. I don't know if you saw this doll, but there was a doll that was used when the Fiend was feuding with the Miz. They actually showed Miz at home, and all of a sudden they heard a noise upstairs, and there was a doll in their child's crib. And they ran up, and when they grabbed the doll, it had blonde hair that was in braids. It was wearing like this dress that had a bit of red on it. And there was a few people. There was someone on Twitter that said what she was wearing looked just like the doll, right? And she actually retweeted it with with the eyes emoji. Yeah. I don't think they look anything alike personally. I mean, that is clearly the Freddy Krueger outfit that she's wore before, and it doesn't really look much like what the doll was wearing. I think if they were going to try and dress her up like that doll, I think they would have got much closer. Yeah, much closer.
She's never worn that face makeup.
Yeah, but I mean, and in all fairness, that wouldn't have made any sense, her dressing up like that in the Funhouse.
No, not at all.
If anything, when she kind of fully shows off her darkness, because I think she's almost there or thereabouts, like, you know, a fully signed up member to the Funhouse now. When she, hopefully that means that she's got her own kind of Fiend character. that Fiend character could be made to look like that doll. I think that would be excellent because that's a great callback. But I think trying to imply that that's what they were going for on Raw, I think it doesn't land for me. I think she's retweeted that to get people talking, get a bit of conversation going. I don't think there's any grounds behind it.
I'll ask the audience, what do the eye emojis mean to you?
Oh, okay. Yeah. What do the eye emojis mean to you? To me, it means look at this.
Have different meanings.
What? How do you read it? I read it as look at this.
I read it as like,
Really? Is that what it means?
Yeah. I don't know. That's why I'm asking the audience, because we're old.
Yeah, I'm old.
Well, you're young. I'm old. Sorry. You're in your 20s. I'm in my late 30s, going on late 50s, waking up at 5 a.m. So
to watch horror films.
Yeah.
On a flipping Tuesday.
Yeah.
Of all days. Why did you put that on this morning?
Because I wanted to watch it and it was dark out.
I suppose dark out does make a difference, doesn't it? It's not quite the same at like 2 p.m.
No, it doesn't hit as hard.
Here we go. Monica says it's like a look you give your friend when something's sus, but in emoji form. BOD says, to me, the eyes emoji means, oh, shit. See how I didn't finish it? Yeah, that's really good YouTubing. Future Compilations says it means focusing on something. Butterspark says you're onto something. Look. Oh, you're onto something. Look at this. Hey, this is really interesting, actually. There's quite a few different interpretations that are like coming through, isn't there? John Cena Gamer says, I marked out when Alexa Bliss came into the Firefly Funhouse. Liam Costa, shout out to you. Chalmers says, Chalmers is, well, of course he is, because you two go flipping paddleboarding together, don't you? Chalmers says it means interesting or yeah, of course it does, Chalmers. Flipping out, just get a room. You're gonna have to fight off Austin. LSW says it means to show attention to something. So yeah, fair play.
It could be anything, basically.
Well, I think there's a few different interpretations there. I always took it as look at this / interesting, like kind of a thing. So yeah, I think she was just creating a buzz personally, but I do think that they should use it. I think they should use it, and I think that when she becomes her own fiend, her own darkness, when she fully snaps, I think she's there, as I said, there or thereabouts. Past couple of weeks have really shown they are side by side. Then yeah, I think she should dress as that doll.
And do you see her as more possessed mind control or more Stockholm syndrome weird cult?
Weird cult. I've said this so many times. My only issue with this story, because I really like Alexa. I've always been a fan of her. And I obviously, massively into the Funhouse and all of that. It's so you've got to be so careful when you're introducing someone to this dynamic, because it's worked well, and now you're bringing someone else in, and you've got to be very careful about how that affects everything. So I know, for example, all joking aside, I know that Austin isn't a fan of Alexa being a part of this at the moment. I think he was saying he could come round to it, but right now doesn't kind of sit quite right. And he's not alone. I've seen quite a few people saying that. It was quite a surprise. On the watch along, there was quite a few people saying this is cringe, not feeling this. So this is what I'm saying. You've got to be careful. But I'm still on board with it. But if they go down the road of she's been possessed by a spirit and all of that, I've said a million times that I struggle then. For me, her being seduced by his power, her being just what was she doing before? She was in a tag team with Nikki Cross. Now all of a sudden she's, do you know what I mean? Like getting
she's
the eyes
in the ring with Retribution.
Yeah. Now she's in the Funhouse,
Yeah.
And I just kind of think that being seduced by that, being seduced by Bray's power and his mystery and, all of that. I mean, look, women like a bad boy. It's why I'm so successful with the ladies. And, Bray Wyatt, the Fiend, he absolutely is a bad boy.
Yeah.
I did not expect to say that line. I didn't expect to say that line.
Because Bray is all mystical and otherworldly with his powers.
Yeah.
And to have Alexa be that, in my eyes, wouldn't be so interesting, because her being someone swayed or seduced by a cult mindset that's more grounded in reality. And it's easier to digest for most people, even though Bray, the Fiend, is 100% mystical with his weird wizard tricks and disappearing acts. It would be nice to have someone to ground it, because cults are scary, they are real, and they're all around us. And anyone can become a victim to a cult. Reading up on them, like, have you heard about the Nixium cult or whatever? It's the latest one.
Oh, right. It's fresh, is it?
It's the latest.
It's the latest one, guy. Everyone's doing it.
Going to do a documentary on it, so get hyped. But they got like a bunch of big name actors, and a woman from Smallville was one of the main leaders. So it's like anyone. But then also
hang on.
Scientology.
What did that? Hang on. What did they believe in? What were they promoting?
That the leader is like their god, and that he will save them. So then they like branded his initials on their pelvis and weird stuff, man.
Wow. Yeah, that's dark.
Yeah. But
you see, I mean, this is where the Funhouse and Bray and all of that, it could go down those kind of roads, So, yeah, I think when you talk about, I think people really like the idea. There's some people out there that like the idea of the spirit thing, but you can actually go really, really dark if you actually go down the cult road, as like what you're saying. So, yeah, it is interesting. It is interesting. I want to just...
As we said before, though,
go on.
WWE isn't really good at nuanced storytelling. So
no. And actually, you can probably take nuanced. You can take nuanced out of that sentence.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, just have her be spirit possessed, because then they can handle that.
They can handle that. That's the level there that they can cope with.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you a question, actually, and I am just stepping away from wrestling. Okay. Have a think, because this might not be something you can answer straight away. But can you think of anything American that like non-Americans might not have heard of that they should have heard of? I'll give you an example, yeah? So in the UK, I was watching a show the other day, and I was laughing my head off at it, and I was like, oh, this is just one of the funniest shows I've ever seen. It's been going for like 10 series, and it's a pretty big deal over here. It's a big deal over here at the moment. But I doubt that you will have ever heard of it or even know that it exists. And it's very English. It's very UK. It's called Taskmaster. And I love this program, man. It's the new series started on Thursday. And it was really weird. I thought of you as I was watching it, and I don't know why. But I was watching it and I was like, this is so good. I wonder if Tommy's ever heard of this show. I wonder if like people in America have ever heard of this show. It's really funny.
I have not.
No, there we go. So this is what I'm saying. I was thinking, I bet there's loads of stuff in America that non-Americans have never heard of. Shockmaster. No, not Shockmaster. Yeah, I was sitting there just watching Shockmaster's debut on a loop for about an hour as he just fell through the wall. No, it's called Taskmaster. I wonder, I'm just looking to see if there's anyone in the chat that's also heard of it. And I've got to tell you, there's a lot of blank expressions. Right, let me just quickly explain this show because it's flipping amazing. Yes, BOD Talk says, OMG days, I'm from the US and I love Taskmaster. Yes! BOD Talks, you and me, buddy. You and me. Taskmaster, right, what it is, it's a TV show you've got a load of comedians, about 5 comedians. You've got a guy called the Taskmaster, and you've got his apprentice, his helper, right? And what they do is they set them tasks. So, like, one of the tasks could be, one I was watching the other day, you've got to get these inflatable balls to the top of that hill. And there's 3 of these inflatable balls. So you had to find a way of getting them up. Because, of course, the problem is if you take one up, by the time you've got up there, it's going to have rolled back down again. So how do you get 3 to the top of the hill? And watching them, like, try and tackle it and try different methods and try and figure out how to do this task. You're just like, what is he doing? Like, you know, why are they doing that? And it's so funny. But yeah, we've spoken before about like things that are like specific to America and things that are specific to the UK. So I definitely wanted to throw that out there, because if there's anyone that's never seen Taskmaster, there's tons of it on YouTube. Just check it out. Matt XL says love Taskmaster. James Chadwick says Taskmaster's quite fun. Never heard of that one, says Heather. I just wanted to throw that out there. But can you think of anything American?
Here's the thing. I feel like anything I'd say, you'd be like, oh yeah, that's based off a British show or something like that.
Right.
Because looking up Taskmaster, I see that America tried to do their own in 2018 and it only lasted like 8 episodes.
Yes.
And yours lasted 10 seasons. So we don't do a good job over here, apparently. I might throw this over to our buds at Apple Podcast or in the audience. Add us at podcast WrestleEpod on Twitter, or people in the audience now, right in the chat, because I'm drawing a bunch of blanks here. What do you want? Comedy? You want?
No,
music?
anything. It could have been a show. It could be food. It could have been like a band that's getting. It could have been literally anything. Literally anything.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. Bort Flazer says The Big Bang Theory. We do have that. American Ninja Warrior is a decent shout, but I'm aware of it because of Casey Catanzaro, who obviously did very well in that. So that's how it's got onto my radar. Friday the 13th movie, says Brendan. We do have that. We do. Yeah.
How'd you get that?
Yeah. You lot. Don't make the mistake. We don't live in caves over here. We do. I suppose it is tricky. It is actually harder than you think.
Yeah.
So I've got to tell you, I'm feeling quite good here. I know we deviated away from wrestling, but I'm taking that as a dub.
This is your own task, man.
Yeah.
Having me find something you don't know about.
Yeah, I've become the Taskmaster.
You've become the Taskmaster. You've become the Shockmaster.
Yeah. Ultimate Beastmaster. What's that?
Yeah, I don't even know that either.
No. Lauren, are you all right? Have you just lost your mind, or? One of my favourite British shows was Chef. Wow, that's old.
Do you guys have Chopped?
Chopped.
Yeah.
What is it?
Cooking competition?
No, not that I've seen.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is it.
Yes.
This is it. It's
Chopped.
It's a cooking competition TV show.
Okay, what's Chopped?
Basically a bunch of chefs. There are 3 or 4, I think. Maybe 3.
Is it on Netflix?
Compete. No. Oh yeah, it's on Netflix now. It's Food Network.
Okay.
Seen it?
No, well, I might have seen one episode. Seen one episode, but I'm still giving it you.
Okay, and they make basically 3 dishes: appetizer, main course, dessert, and it's all out of
so
a basket.
They make the classics. Yeah, they've gone with the classics there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Sometimes they spice it up and do only breakfast, but they have a basket with secret ingredients they have to incorporate in their cooking, and it's up there with Guy Fieri's Triple D, diners, drive-ins, and dives.
Triple D?
Yeah.
Have you ever been jealous of that?
Oh, of course. I don't think there is any human living in America who's not jealous of Guy Fieri. Fiero. I have Pontiac Fieros on my mind.
I am desperate to get back to wrestling, but did you ever, talking of food, watch Man vs. Food?
No.
You never watched Man vs. Food?
Wait, is that when the guy eats like snakes and stuff?
No, this is when he goes to like Alabama and they have the challenge meals where it's like you've got an hour and you've got to eat like this pig that's still alive and you've got to have it all and like go and like that's it, and then if you do it you get a t-shirt and your picture on the wall. Yeah.
No, but
You've never seen that
really
program?
No, I've never seen it. But this is really telling for our listeners what we thought of Raw this week. Is that we're talking about food TV shows instead.
I know, I'm sorry, guys. It's a bit of a car crash. It all went wrong with the headphones. The headphones derailed me, and then I panicked and I tried to be sexy.
I woke up at 5 a.m.
You
bringing
did
up
such
John
a good.
Wayne Gacy.
Oh, you did so well by bringing up the Fiend topic, and then I brought up Taskmaster, and
It's okay. We can rein it back in. What did you think of how Drew McIntyre cut the door open? He was finally there in front of Randy Orton, and then the episode ended.
Oh, I didn't mind it. I would have liked a little bit more. The only reason I say it's really difficult actually, because I can see both sides of the argument. People were saying, no, it leaves you wanting more. But the problem is, what happened? Like, it could be a case whereby Randy Orton went mental with the chair. And it could be that we don't get the match on Sunday. I mean, obviously, it's never going to be that way. But what actually happened? Like, I'm all for cliffhangers. But that one is a cliffhanger that could have affected the pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm. It's not like the pay-per-view is going to open with him in the ring after cutting it open.
Like a TV show. So what you're saying is we'll never find out?
No.
Yeah. Do you know, actually, it reminds me of an early Raw from 1993. Undertaker versus Skinner. They ran out of time and they had to close Raw mid-match. And Vince McMahon was like, I'm afraid we're out of time. We'll have to bring you the conclusion of this one next week. See you later. And that was it. Raw went off the air mid-match. Undertaker versus Skinner. Guess what they did next week? Flipping no mention of it. No mention of it whatsoever. No idea. The Wrestling Observer listed it as an Undertaker win. So... But I can only presume they got that from people that were there. But I've never. That's like lost footage. I'd love to see the conclusion of that match.
Is that on one of those lost footage DVDs that they love to put out? Do they even put out DVDs anymore?
They do still put out DVDs, but I don't know that they put those kind out anymore. I think they just tend to focus on the pay-per-views. I can't think really of any documentary ones they've put out recently. I think that whole market's pretty much dead, isn't it, really? So I'd love to see the end of that match, though. I'd love to see the end of that match. I mean, it's not going to be anything brilliant, but it's
out there.
It's out there.
It's in their mountain or whatever that thing's called that they have everything.
Yeah. I also found the other day, if you go, did you know on the network there's a place that's called Hidden Gems? Right, which is lots of lost footage like that. So if that footage was to be found, it would probably get uploaded there. And I found this, I think it's like a 6-hour all-nighter. It was called WCW All-Nighter. And you've got Dusty Rhodes, Bobby the Brain Heenan, Mean Gene Okerlund, Tony Schiavone, like loads of these big names. In a house, no, I think it's a hotel room, and they're drinking and chatting, and then they'll just throw over to a match, like a classic match, and then they'll come back, and then they're still there just drinking and chatting. It was called the WCW All-Nighter. It was on for 6 hours, And at one point, Bobby the Brain's falling asleep. And apparently it took place like all overnight back in the 90s. And it's like this really random show I've never heard of. It's sort of in a way like a best of because they just showed like really great matches. But it was just such a weird thing to find. The little links in between the matches where they're in this hotel room. So much fun. Really, really good. So there's some great stuff in that hidden gems section on the WWE Network. Have you got the network, yeah? No? Oh, you gotta get it, man. Gotta get it.
I'm one of those who, when Roman Reigns won, I canceled my network. I told them I'm canceling the subscription. Actually, I forget when I canceled it, but it was when I stopped watching.
It wasn't when he won this year.
No.
No, it was like one of the previous WrestleManias.
2015, 2014.
Right. CM Punk was the host of Ultimate Beast Master, says Lauren. Have you had a fever dream, Lauren? Because all of this is starting to sound very strange. CM Punk was the host of Ultimate Beastmaster. Isn't that your nickname?
Me?
Yeah.
No. Oh. No, I thought that was Austin's nickname.
Days, did you notice that the Fiend's mask had some black stuff on the chin, asks John. Yes, we did. We said that it looked like he'd been having some ribs and a little bit of barbecue sauce and dribbled down. It was, yeah, just some kind of black goo. I don't know what that was in relation to. Whilst Tommy is looking at Ultimate Beastmaster,
CM Punk was season 3 host.
Hang on, is this a real show? Lauren's been telling the truth all along.
Yes.
Lauren, I'm not going to apologise because I'm not sorry for anything, but I am now aware that it was actually a show. So shout out to you, Lauren. Shout out to you. Right, let's go quickly down the results because what I would like to think is that die-hard wrestling fans watch this podcast that maybe have missed the shows. So you know those die-hard wrestling fans that don't watch wrestling. I'd like to think that that's the market that we cater to. So let's just quickly blast down the results so that everyone's aware of what went down.
Sunny days can't, but I can. Sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
Sunny days can't what?
No, don't worry.
Oh, okay. I was worried.
So Gulak lost to Titus O'Neil on main event. Not happy.
Yeah, we did see Titus. He got beaten up by Retribution, which was Hurt Business, which was quite interesting. Right, on SmackDown, Steph and Triple H did a quick intro introducing us to everyone that was now on SmackDown. Lars Sullivan beat Jeff Hardy. New Day cut a very emotional promo and then went on to beat Cesaro, Nakamura, and Sheamus. This was obviously the goodbye for the New Day. Daniel Bryan returned, did a promo, and was face-to-face with Seth. Kind of looked like they were teasing a feud, but then Murphy attacked Seth, so I don't think Seth is done with Murphy yet. Street Profits against Ziggler and Roode. This had a very weird finish. I thought it was a DQ, but a lot of people are listing it as a did not finish. I can't quite tell what the finish of that match was, but either way, the match has finished. So either way, whatever happened, the match did end. Bayley and Sasha did a contract signing, but Bayley didn't sign the contract. Roman beat Braun and then started beating up Braun. Jey Uso came down. This was awesome, man. Did you see this? Roman saying, Roman beat Braun. Jey came down and Roman with the chair was pounding away at Braun. And he was saying to Jey, this is how we eat. This is how we survive. And he was trying to turn Jey. He was trying to convince Jey that you've got to do these kinds of things. You've got to go to these lengths to be the best, to be number one, to be dominant, which might be true, but it was so well told. And he actually gave Jey a chair, and he even turned his back, and he was like, he gave him the opportunity to kind of embrace his own kind of ruthlessness, his own dark side, with this chair. Do what you want. Braun's down there. I'm going to turn my back. And Jay just threw the chair away. He wouldn't do it. But what was great was it looked like Jay was quite weak. As soon as Roman turned around, he smacked him in the face. So he wouldn't attack him from behind. He attacked him when he turned and faced him. And that story is the best story right now in WWE, in my opinion. So flipping good. So good. I do want to get to your Hell in a Cell predictions in a sec. Let me just blast through Raw. On Raw, the show started with Alexa and Fiend. Obviously, Retribution attacked. They held hands and disappeared. Retribution took on the Hurt Business. Hurt Business won with a full Nelson. Yeah. AJ has now got Jordan Omogbehin as his bodyguard.
Why does he need a bodyguard? Sorry. Keep going.
No. It's here to ask these kinds of questions. I think Jordan looks great.
But with AJ, like why?
Yeah, but he's green. He's green as grass, isn't he? So he needs someone that can show him the ropes. I mean, I could see them doing tag matches on house shows when we get back to house shows, and I can see them potentially doing tag matches on Raw against different people, and just think about him spending time backstage with AJ, just trying to further him along. Plus, AJ, is a heel. Now he's got, this X Factor in his corner. There's a real argument he could get back to main event now. So,
like Drew Gulak and lose to Titus?
Just like Drew Gulak and lose to Titus. But AJ took on Matt Riddle here, and he won. Asuka beat Lana. And Lana went through a table! Yes! Highlight of the week. Then we got Nia Jax and Shayna against Riott Squad versus Peyton and Lacey versus the Young Bucks. Nia and Shayna won. Then we got the Elias concert. Then Kofi beat Sheamus. Then Tucker and El Gran Gordo beat Miz and Morrison. Then we got the Firefly Funhouse. Then we got Braun beating Keith Lee with a low blow. And then we got that Orton promo. Done! That was SmackDown. That was Raw. We're building towards Hell in a Cell. I want to throw over to the chat. Before I do that, Tommy, what's your predictions for Hell in a Cell? Orton versus Drew.
Orton.
Why?
It's his time.
Bayley versus Sasha.
Bayley.
Why?
It's her time.
Roman versus Jay.
Jay.
Elias versus... No, I'm not going to let you say it. Elias versus Jeff Hardy.
Elias to boost the chart of his album on Monday.
Yeah, I was going to say, and you know what? You're so right, because if it had dropped on Friday, then that performance on Sunday would have made a difference. But is it going to help him come Monday?
We'll see. He needs this win. He needs this.
Yeah. We need... And you know what you've just said there? You've just said some universal truth. That's what you've just said. Which is the name of the album for anyone that had forgotten the...
Coming out on Monday.
Coming out on Monday, not Friday. Don't go to the shops on Friday.
No.
It won't be there. But you could start queuing. So... where do you get your music from? In like physical music?
I don't buy music anymore.
God, what do you do? Just watch horror films in the early hours of the morning? Is that all you do?
That's all I do. That's the lifestyle.
That's the lifestyle. It is the lifestyle. So hang on, you don't have music shops anymore?
We do, but they're usually just localized, small.
Right. Okay. But there is a place you could go to grab your copy if you wanted.
Is it releasing physically?
Don't know. I only found out about it yesterday. I didn't even know it existed.
I think the whole world just found about it yesterday.
I mean, of course you're going to want the physical copy.
I think the record label found out about it yesterday.
Yeah. That's true. Sorry, what's coming out next Monday? What? Yeah, true. It'll probably be on WWE Shop. Right, we've spoken enough. Let's go over to the chat. Heather says, does anyone think that Lesnar comes back and messes up Hell in a Cell main event just like the last couple of years? Do you think that Lesnar's coming back at Hell in a Cell?
I didn't consider it. If he wants to, feel free to.
If he wants to, and it makes him happy, then who are we to stand in his way?
Exactly.
Horror movies are best to watch early in the morning. There we go.
Who said that?
Monica is
Monica, shout out Monica.
There we go, shout out.
That's what I'm talking about, 5 a.m.
William says, wow, do you get nightmares from watching so many horror films and sleeping all the time, Tommy? That's a good point.
Dude, so there was this horror movie I watched. It was called, I don't even know what it was called, because when it had the title splash, it was the totally wrong title. Like, I was watching the right movie. They just released it as a different title than the title splash. So the title splash was like Fall Break, but the movie was called like the Mortician or the something, and the Mutilator, and it's just like a really crappy 80s horror film. And I think this is the type of stuff that won't give me nightmares.
Well, I think the bad editing would give me nightmares. What do you mean?
Yes.
What do you mean the intro was different to the film that followed?
Yeah,
What is that? I don't understand.
I had to pause it and make sure I was watching the right movie because it said Fall Break, not The Mutilator.
Well, I don't know. Could you imagine if you'd been put on a film and it said Friday the 13th and then what followed was My Sister's Keeper? I don't understand. How does... Wow.
And like they paid someone to make a song and everything that's like, it's the fall break, we're on the fall break. But then they released the movie and they were like, no. It's
so are you watching you're watching like bad horror, not like the big ticket stuff.
Is there such a thing as bad horror? Yes, there is.
There is.
It's called The Mutilator.
Yes. Trolls 2 is regarded as the worst, isn't it?
Have
you ever seen Have you seen that documentary?
Are we talking about the movie that came out this year, Trolls 2?
Yes. Yes, that one. It was a really bad horror. I wasn't scared at all. I watched it 5 times and I was like, I don't get it. How can people be scared by this? That's right, yeah. That's right. It was the Trolls 2 that came out this year. I've never thought about it. Oh, God, yeah. No, that's true. It is a really bad horror.
Yeah.
Oh, amazing. Have either of you two... I'm not going to read that, William.
Apple Podcast people.
I tell you.
What was that question going to be?
When you see William commenting, you always have to skim read it first. Days, tell Triple T the war has begun. I'm coming after him. Well,
Who said that?
That was from Wrestling Days fan. I wouldn't worry about it. He's been coming after me for months.
What war? I'm a pacifist, bro.
Yeah, well, you're a lover, not a fighter.
Except last time with Heather. Heather, shout out. I was very rude to Heather last week, and then I watched The Bachelorette, and I realized that life is too short to have problems with people, because Claire, 2 of the guys were starting some drama, and Claire was like, I don't have time for this. And that's kind of how I feel.
Okay. Well, hang on. When does the Bachelorette start? Is it in 2 minutes?
Yeah, it's in 2 minutes.
Okay. I'm determined to make sure that you miss the start of that.
The recap, which I saw last week, so I don't need to see the recap.
What do they do? Proper cliffhangers and like WWE?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
excellent. Lauren says Wade Barrett was also the host of Ultimate Beastmaster. Can I just tell you, Lauren is really banging this Ultimate Beastmaster drum. I really feel like this is a show I should have seen. Lauren, what is it about? How is Wade Barrett and CM Punk involved in a show I've never heard of? What is Ultimate Beastmaster?
And who is this? Lauren or Laura?
Lauren.
Is she a a shill? A plant for the show?
No, she's not a plant.
Eye emojis?
She's a student. It says that in the actual username in brackets. That's really helpful, actually. If people could start putting in brackets what they actually do. Do you know what I mean? Student, florist, murderer, whatever.
Hiding in my basement.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, I started to read a William one and then I got nervous and I bailed. And I probably didn't need to bail then because it was probably acceptable. But I've just got like a problem now where I have to double guess myself. Get in the Alex says there's no vibrating junk then tonight. Oh, the chat's gone, mate. The chat's gone. It's all gone. It's all kicking off in the chat. They're talking about vibrating junk here. And I don't know where they've got that from.
I think Slapjack. So I was watching clips from Raw this week, and when the commentator was just like, "Oh, and it's Slapjack out there," I was just,
what was you thinking? Vibrating junk?
Well, that's such a dumb name, and vibrating junk, same level.
Yeah, vibrating junk's a better name, probably.
Yeah.
In fact, that could be his finishing move. Ah, Slapjack with the vibrating junk. Ah, deadly. Oh, I love that. Slapjack, if you watch him, have that for free, mate. You can have that for free. Here we go. Robin813 says, what is Triple T's match of the year?
Well, it's only October. I got 2 more months to answer that one.
Yeah, so you're refusing to answer at this stage.
I am, because I've probably only watched 3 matches this year.
Fair play. Fair play. Yeah, but of the matches you've read, what's been your favorite?
Good point. Well, I heard that Smackdown was really good this week. Actually, I really enjoyed the tag team match at WrestleMania. That's one I legitimately watched. The ladder match.
What, with Kofi?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was one of the better matches I saw this year.
Yep.
The 4 matches I've seen.
I saw Wrestling Days fan asking, have you ever seen The Conjuring?
Yes, I have. Demonic possessions are not my cup of tea, although cinematically it was a very good film.
I haven't seen many horror films this year, so in fact I think movies have kind of been ground to nothingness, haven't they? Like, I don't think there's been new films coming out. I couldn't sit here and tell you right now what horror is coming out for Halloween this year. I don't know of a single horror film that's coming out. I mean, like, normally you get like a new Saw or something along those lines, but I can't think of any.
Nothing this year.
Nothing this year. 2020 sucks.
Yeah. Except for Wrestling No Escape Pod next week.
Yeah. Should we say?
I'll do the announcement. Okay. Stay tuned to our Twitter at WrestlePod, where I'll announce some things that I haven't done yet. It's gonna be spooky. No Escape Pod.
Yeah. It's gonna. So you're gonna announce stuff on Twitter, yeah?
Yeah, it's gonna be back to a topic, and it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be interesting, but y'all can vote on it. It's gonna be like scariest gimmicks we'll talk about, or we'll talk about Undertaker, or we'll talk about Halloween Havoc. But y'all can vote on our Twitter. Okay, and I would like to take this opportunity as to say, first of all, I will get my headphones fixed. Thank you for your love and support. Second of all, I promise I won't talk about Taskmaster next week, or change the subject drastically half the way through the podcast. Like, when you vote on a topic, we're going to deliver it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that I'm committing to that. Thank you. No, you're welcome. Thank you. You're just like the Bachelorette committing her final rose. Is that what they do? What do they? What do you mean? No, I haven't seen the last episode yet. We're only on episode 2 days. Okay, fair enough. And I'm very conscious as well that you're missing it. I'm happy that you've missed 4 minutes, but I don't want you to miss really much more than that. So,
I can tell you that Wrestling Days fan says, great episode. So, Wrestling Days fan, enjoyed this car crash. John says, can you just ask Triple T, how is Svetlana?
I haven't heard from her in a while.
No, I think she's done one, hasn't she? I think she's moved on to a different podcast. She's gone to some other podcast boys. So,
unfortunately,
yeah, it is what it is. Right, I think we have to let Tommy go and catch his show, guys. Yeah, Bachelorette. Boom.
Watch alongs next season, confirmed with Days.
So
Days solo Bachelorette watch alongs season next season.
Yeah, that's going to be. I can't wait. I would quite happily watch an episode of The Bachelorette if you watched an episode of Taskmaster.
Yeah, I wouldn't want you to watch Bachelorette unless like all your friends watch it with you. It's the only way.
Yeah, guys, watch that. Do you all watch guys? Hey, Davo, do you watch Bachelorette?
Yeah,
what about you, Mickey G?
Mickey
G, do you watch it? Yeah, I'm just sorry. I'm just checking in with everyone that's here. Yeah, I've still got another. I'm gonna just 20 odd people to ask. God, guys, you've done so well staying quiet. Thanks, guys. Thanks for letting us record this. Yeah, they're waving, by the way. They're all waving. Right, we're done. Awesome, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Really do appreciate the support. Hope you enjoyed this and whatever this was. But yeah, we will be back next week for a Halloween horror spooky special. So awesome. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye for now.
Bye.